That's not true, right?
Yes!
Go ahead.
Hey, and welcome to Crowdsurfing here at the Dice Tower. I'm Camilla.
Yes!
I'm Z Garcia. Hi.
I'm Joey
So
Evans.
ridiculous.
Hi.
Oh my gosh, fellas. Hold on,
What's
we're on the
happening?
move.
Keep going. Keep...
Oh.
No,
Oh,
I
God.
cannot.
No, we cannot,
I'm
no.
way too distracted. No. No.
Don't ever go that close.
Okay.
All
Back
right,
off.
yeah, welcome to Crowdsurfing here,
Nah,
where we are
it's-
covering gaming and a couple non-gaming projects that are hoping to fund and to come to fruition, some dreams brought to life
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, dreams. Straight up dream surfing.
Absolutely. That's what it's called, that. This show is sponsored by Gamefound, one of the platforms that we'll be taking some look at some projects on. Speaking of, let's take a look at one right now.
Today we're taking a look at Bullet, shoot 'em up puzzle action, and this is for their new box, Bullet Cubed. So if you've never played Bullet, Bullet is a fantastic game that me and my daughters both love, in which you are picking two characters, or more, well, each person picks their own character. It's a duel type game, but you can play multiple characters. And in this game, you have these symbols that are dropping down, and you are using your little bullet and special combinations to shoot the bullets off your board and onto other people's boards. You're trying to clear the patterns and send them over. So it's a very fun game. I played both Bullet Heart and Bullet Star, both of which are available to get here, and everything fits in this giant box here. So in Bullet Cubed, you can see everything fits right in there with two new expansions. We got Bullet Orange Plus and Bullet Fan. And, you know, of course, if you want to get all this stuff, so if we go down and look at the new content here, if you already have everything Bullet, you can get just the new content, the new expansions, some promo stuff, and the box. And then if you want everything, you can see here when we open this up that Bullet Heart and Bullet Star are the first two, then Bullet Orange, Bullet Paw, the animals, Bullet Palette, the Storage Cube, Bullet Orange Plus, Bullet Fan, and more promos. And then, of course, if you really want to go wild, you have the All Things Bullet. So check this game out. It's a very fun, fast-paced puzzle game with a lot of interactions between players, and you can back it right now on Gamefound. So that is Bullet Cubed.
Orange?
Orange.
All right.
Yeah.
So there we go. So yeah, like I said, we'll be taking some look at Gamefound projects here in a few minutes. But before we do, let's get to some shout outs from our Kickstarter last year for some of our
Yeah.
backers.
All right, here we go. Shout outs to Jordan Schoenberger.
What a
I know
fella.
that guy. Richard Danielle Slurm and Bitsy.
Slurm.
Slurm like the drink.
Only Tom
Thank you.
got that joke. Joey, will you explain
Shout
to me
out
later?
to amazing daughter
Google
Jenny
it.
Rose Larson. She is the sunshine, and she is love to the moon and back. No takebacks. Fiance Jonathan McLeod. McLeod.
McLeod.
Oh, like the drink.
Getting married August 2024. Responsible for getting her into games. You are also loved,
So,
John.
already married.
Timothy Grass. Christian Big Rolls Murphy and Gus Little Rolls Murphy. Dan Lisney. Shane and Linda Allen and
Thank
Kelsey and Sarah Merlene.
All right.
Okay, you did good.
Very
You nailed
nice.
all those.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you guys so much, yes, for backing our Kickstarter. We were on Gamefound this year, and you could have gotten a shout out as well. We'll start reading those here soon, as well as it'll be opening for late pledges in the next couple of weeks. So keep your eyes peeled there. Maybe join the Facebook group. I'm sure we'll have an announcement there when it does go live. So, all right, let's jump into some projects. We have some good and some very not good stuff this week. So
I'm excited.
let's start with a game you like, right? Don't you like
I
this
like
Sprawlopolis?
Sprawlopolis. Yeah. And there's been a bunch of spin-offs already, and this is the latest one, Casinopolis, I guess.
Casinopolis is how I would say it.
Casinopolis, yeah. So it's the same idea. You have a small deck of cards. This is from Bud and Shy. So you shuffle them up. You reveal 3 on the backs of them, and then they give you scoring conditions, and then you play this little sort of tile laying game. The couple of twists here, from what I can gather, is the roads, which are they're calling the strips.
The strip, yeah.
They have little
Okay.
symbols of the casinos, and you get a bonus if you get like 3 of the same on there.
Oh, that's cool.
Okay, I
There's
see
gonna
here.
be, I'm sure, a few little twists to it, but it's kind of the same idea. It seems like this one's adding a few neat little twists to the formula. It's a good game. It's a great
Okay.
solo game. It's a nice little co-op game. Also, you can play with two, taking turns playing a card. But it's kind of, I treat it as a solo game first and foremost.
Yeah.
And it always gives you a different little puzzle to play.
Okay. So
Have you played these, Joey?
I have. I played Sprabolus once. The second one is called what?
Agropolis,
think
Naturopolis.
Agropolis.
There's a couple on here.
Okay.
Naturopolis. Altomopolis.
That one like mixes them, I think.
Okay. Maybe it was just Sprabolus.
Maybe Agropolis, Agropolis.
I did try it at 2.
Naturopolis.
It does not work at 2. Well, for me, I don't think.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
there's a 2. It's a solo game.
Yeah, really? You just kind of go back and forth.
Yeah.
But it's like a litmus test for an alpha gamer.
Yes.
Oh.
big
Like
time.
if you want to know if somebody is an alpha gamer, get this, play this with them. It'll take you only 10, 15 minutes, but you'll have your answer.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I don't think we need my answer.
I like the art style. I like that color shift. Very heist look.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
cool. I haven't seen any of their wallets be metallic like this.
Right.
So
Yeah.
It's glitzy and sort of gauche, but it fits.
Yeah, because they kind of gaudy, kind of fits the casino
Yeah, it
vibe
fits.
for sure.
This is
Yeah.
the perfect style of tray game for like airplanes and stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Does this one not build too big? I've not played it.
No. Well,
okay.
no.
I don't know
cool.
if that might be a stretch of an airplane tray.
Really? I'm
Yeah.
just not very good at it, apparently.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
All right. Next up is a collection of Grail games. These are going to be pocket collection. So games that are already out, right? But just the smaller version
Yeah, I
of the
think
game.
these are reprints. I think they're all reprints. It's 2 trick-taking games. Farmhand and Tango
Mm-hmm.
are trick-taking games. And then Small Fjords
It's like a tile layer.
is a reprint of Fjords
right.
from ages ago that came out again in a growed-up version as Fjords. And I guess
Mm-hmm.
now we're calling the original Small Fjords. I'm very confused by all
Oh,
this.
interesting. Okay, so because I thought that this was it was small fjords because it was a little dialed back. Is it not? Is it really?
I think it's the original printing.
Got it. Okay.
Which came out way
Okay.
back in the day for 2 players. It was just a little tile thing. You're placing out tiles and putting little pieces on it, and then trying to control the areas, building
Yeah.
the area and controlling them kind of at the same time.
That's the only one of the 3 that really stood out to me. The other ones, trick-taking games.
I say that's the only one I've played is Fjords of the
Have
3.
you?
Yeah, I
Okay.
have. And it's also the only one I'd really be interested in playing. I think just because of my play style. But I did love this that each game has the mechanisms here: trick taking and bidding, and then laughter.
I don't like that
Calming.
laughter in games, by the way.
Right, I love those descriptors, and this one's just 2-player, so you get no emotion in that one.
you
at
cannot
all.
laugh in
You
Tango.
don't no laughter
So weird.
for you.
Fjords
no calming.
Fjords is also 2 players, 1 or 2, I guess.
Right.
Is it also funny?
It's
no,
not
it's
funny.
calming.
No, it's
Do you
calming.
see?
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah.
It'll be relaxed laughter. Ha
Good.
ha ha.
Clever.
Yeah.
Like that. I think the trick-taking ones sound pretty good. I watched a little how to play, a quick little couple minutes how to
Yeah.
play. And they seem interesting. The Tango one, I feel like I've seen that before. I saw them play. You have a few cards that are sort of face down in front of you, and as you get rid of them, then you reveal there's like one face down, one face up.
Okay.
And as you
yeah.
get rid of the top one, you get to see the bottom one, so your hand, quote unquote, kind of changes. And then the other one, can you scroll up to the other one? Let me look at that. Da-da-da. Yeah, it has a bidding. You are
Yeah.
bidding for the animals, and same numbers cancel out, so that number can win. You also see the backs of people's hand, so you know what suits they're
yeah,
holding.
I like that.
But you don't know what number in that suit, within that suit.
Got it.
It
Played
looks
something
cute.
similar to that recently, I think. We could see from the back. I like that whole thing.
Okay.
Forgot what
Yeah.
game that was.
It looks all right. They look nicely produced.
Yeah.
I do like this smaller version of a game. We saw the same thing with like Herbaceous and stuff like that when they came out with like the smaller versions of them. I felt like that fit the gameplay better.
Yeah.
But I do think the original Fjords, it was the right size game for the right size box, so I worry a little bit about that, the smaller version of it.
Well, again, these are... I don't know if I would say that these are shrunken down versions of games. I think these are all the size they ever were.
That's what I'm saying. I think that like when they like in Herbaceous, when it went to a smaller box, it was like, oh, good, that's the size box I want for that size game.
Okay.
So I preferred it when it went smaller. This one, it's like, wait, what is the smaller version? I don't mean in design scope. I mean like it is a literal smaller box and it's
Yeah.
come in before. You know, that's what I'm not sure. I'm like,
Well,
I
the
wanted
two
a
card
small
games I
version.
think are going to be a good fit for that
Yeah.
size.
Yeah.
And then Fjords, if your only point of reference is the big one that came out, this is going to be like, whoa, they made a tiny version. But no, the
Right.
original was tiny,
Yeah.
and they went biggin'.
Okay, so the original
reprint.
was so maybe it's just
Yeah.
that my frame of or point of reference in it.
And this company is one that does Boomerang and stuff. I get them confused.
Yeah.
Holy Grail does museum and all that, but this is Grail. They do Boomerang. I think Medici or something. And
There's Grail and Holy Grail, and
Yeah.
they do. They have an upcoming
Yeah, this is the one I
Manhattan
played.
project. Energy Empire is coming up soon
that's-
from them. Yeah, that's them.
oh, okay, wow.
They did the War Machine one that we played. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you actually play that one?
Yeah.
I like the artwork.
Yeah.
How was it?
Boomerang and Medici. Yeah.
Watch the review.
Okay. So, that's what I heard. Yeah, the museum company. Yeah,
Hold
they
on,
went.
I just accidentally closed out the next one. My bad on that.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
Whoops. Oh, I did.
Yeah.
Hold on. I gotta 1, 2, 3. I didn't close it. It's right there.
But there it
Okay.
is.
Weird things are happening on the computer. Starship Scavengers, Pyramids of Infinity.
Words.
Beyond.
Words. Yep. So this is a solo play again.
Right.
I'm not sure. I could. It's like an RPG type thing, I think.
Yeah, but this
Right.
one has cards as opposed to some of those solo RPGs are the book style. This looks like it has a lot of, and that's a lot of text on
That
those
is
cards.
It's a ridiculous
lot
amount of text.
Yeah.
I was,
This one looked like, I don't know. I got the feeling of what you're buying here is artwork
Right.
to inspire you
yes.
with a little bit of writing. And, you make up the rest. RPG,
Right.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's kind of how this felt to me. I don't know. I mean, it's an adventure book with 44 pages, a supplementary
say,
thing
oof.
with 12 pages, and then these cards. I don't know.
There's a lot
Yeah,
of text
sure.
on those cards.
Right. Well, the big thing I took out of it is this is the time that they're offering a game box with it.
Oh,
You
So
were
they go
very
through that a
excited
couple.
about
I was
that.
like, yeah, it just made me laugh. I think in like a charmed way. It's like, finally, you've demanded it, and we're doing it. A box with the game, and I was like, oh,
This is crazy. I
didn't
don't.
realize that was negotiable.
I've got a friend that has unconscious minds, and his didn't come with a box at all.
Ooh,
Wow.
too soon.
The Grinning Frog apparently is the publisher, and they seem to have done quite a bit. I wasn't suggesting you click on that, but
Too late.
Let's see what we got.
Okay, so here's where they first did it. Oh wow, and it funded pretty well. Oh wait, hold
well,
on.
you don't
a
know
minute.
what the goal was.
Yeah,
That's
it's like
true.
$1.
I see that now that I see this project. Yeah,
They do these
Yeah.
things, I guess, a lot, right? These little RPGs.
it's what it's seeming like.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So, all right. Well, there you go. All right. Next up is I guess kind of an abstract game, right? Or I would
Yeah.
call it abstract. Khlor.
Khlor?
This one
Glor-
looked
okay.
cute. I mean, just like polyomino, you drop down, you get the little demons, you get the eggs. I don't know. The
I didn't-
components look good.
Was the polyomino for it when you place it on just for that visual reference? Because it looked
Yeah,
like you
'cause
put
it
it
doesn't
down,
go on there.
and then
No.
they showed what you did with it. Then they took it all off,
And they didn't remove
That's
all
it.
of them. Like, they hold
Well,
it over, they removed a couple, and then one stayed.
One was a couple high, so they took off the top one. It had
Got
two
it.
stacked
Okay.
there. Yeah. So I
Yeah,
think
you overlay it just to see the pattern, I guess. Remove some
Yeah.
things, leave eggs behind. They're little demons, and it's dragon eggs or something. It
theme.
looks.
yeah, right here.
Yeah, there you go. You get to see that, right? It looks cute, very abstract.
Ah, you're right. Okay, yeah.
So I guess
The egg
it's-
doesn't go, I guess. Oh, it does.
It says you
I don't
can
know.
because it has the egg symbol on that space. So I guess that's why you have the polyomino, because it tells you what you can do in each space.
Right.
I'm guessing. I'm extrapolating from what we saw here, right? So anyway, yeah, it was cute.
It looks really pretty. I love the colorful look.
That's the thing.
It's
Yeah.
incredibly abstract.
Yeah.
And even the whole you're catching little demons and dealing with dragon eggs is nice, but it's not going to do the heavy lifting to take this anywhere other than
Right.
fully abstract.
And I don't know what the production is going to look like, the
That's the other
final
thing,
here,
yeah.
but I really like the way this, I'm assuming it's a prototype here. It looks like you can see the 3D printed lines, or maybe it's wood. But I like that bottom tile there falls into the double layer, so it's not going to get hit around.
And they
Same
stack.
thing with the eggs, and they stack. So it's like, I
Yeah.
think the production looks like it could be very good.
Yeah, if it looks like this,
Yeah.
the final product looks like this, I could see this being a nice family game.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking, too.
Because you wouldn't want to hit the table on these,
Right.
where were these again?
Yep.
Anything like that. Yeah. So, all right. Tech Race. Forge your startup empire. Unfortunately, I mean, this one might fund, right? It's got a ways to go in 7 days.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one looked like resource management, tech trees, all that. It really hit all those boxes, but then I watched a bit of the gameplay. I'm like, I didn't see really anything unique that jumped out at me. You know,
I wasn't really
grabbed
getting
you.
any of that stuff. All I got was hire people,
Yeah.
Right?
put them to work. Like, there's a lot of imagery, a lot of cool
Yeah.
colors, a lot going on. And they have a decent section here in how to play. I'm not saying that they don't do that. The whole thing, I wasn't getting a real good feel for, though. Even after
Right.
Yeah.
reading over their explanation of what I'm doing, it's like, you're hiring people, you're upgrading them, they're getting promotions, you're advancing on your agendas. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know what any of that means.
Right.
It sounds kind of dry, like business world, but then you're throwing at me cool neon blues.
I mean, I think it tells you this is what you can do and this is why you want to do it or why it'll matter, but not the how to do it.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't need the in-depth specifics of the game, but for all these pretty graphics, I would want like pointing to this. If you're talking about the agenda, well, what is this? Is this a track I'm wanting to move up? Is this a action I'm taking? What do my resources look like? Something like that. You know, it's a lot of pretty graphics without being able to take a lot of information away from it.
And at the end of the day, any game that has an action called lobbying, I'm not necessarily. I personally,
yeah.
I'm a little less interested. That's
Yeah.
all. You know what I mean? I just don't like that.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's also, I don't like bidding. I don't like, anything like that. So,
Right.
yeah. All right. Cat versus human.
This one has got an audience of just cat lovers.
It's
It
doing pretty
really
well.
does.
35,000. I mean,
yeah. I think you can, if you want to sell a game, you put cats on it.
If you don't like cats, this is the one that you're gonna be like, "That's why I don't like cats." All
Right.
these funny cards they put
Yeah.
in there.
But if you do like cats, then you have that immediate like connection to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
'cause
you
you see it as-
immediately, that looks like mine. Oh, he does that same thing. You know that.
You see it as endearing when everybody else
Right.
is like, "What a little jerk." You know?
yeah.
It seems kind of almost a grown-up war, almost. You know,
Yeah.
like where you're putting a card out, and if it matches this symbol, then you can take this other, and you flip over another one blindly to try to win the trick. But really, it's just highest number wins.
I mean, to be
You know?
fair, is anyone in the world buying this game for the gameplay?
No.
They're reading the cards.
They're reading the cards. They're like,
100%.
"Oh, there's a game here
Yeah.
too." But this could have been baseball cards.
Yeah.
This didn't need a game.
Yeah.
This could have been
Yeah.
cute, meme-worthy illustrations of cats. And I think, maybe I'm wrong, I think it would do as well.
I agree.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah. Well,
I don't know if you
collectible-
need the game is my point.
collectible cat cards.
Yeah, collectible cat
Don't give me the
cards.
idea because that would be just
no, I don't
Hugely
know because the whole. I
popular.
think the point of it in the game behind is you're trying to annoy the humans, so you're playing from the cat perspective. I think that kind of take on the situation is probably also appealing to cat people. You know, that it's like, oh, that's right, they do
Cat
this
people.
just to annoy me. Oh my gosh, I hate it when they do this. I think there is an association with playing these action cards, on the human. So I don't know. I do think the artwork is cute.
It's pretty cute. The
was-
puns are pretty cute. I like that one with the toilet water. The cat with the fancy cup.
yeah.
Yeah, I like it. I like the illustrations. I like the look of it. The game looks pretty dreadful to me. But again, I'm not the target audience here. If this is speaking to you and you want to share this with another cat lover, then yeah.
I also love these meeples. I love that perspective that they took it from behind, like the cat that won't look at you, just snobby. I thought that was pretty funny.
See, again, endearing.
I'm just
they're
glad
also-
that it's not the butt. They always seem to show cat butt on these
Oh,
things.
that's
It's
up
like,
here. Yeah,
tee-hee.
yeah. Tee-tee-tee. They did point out here in the chat that it's from a web comic, so that also makes sense with it has that look, right?
Gotcha.
All right, next up. So Mr. Meeple polo shirts and socks. So these are going to be board game related apparel.
I'll be honest. I thought Tom was going to be on the panel today, so
You didn't look at this one, yeah.
I figured he was going to do this.
You would have.
Yeah,
They're
I don't.
fine, he
I don't
says,
love
like that.
polo shirts, but if I did wear more polo shirts, I could see this being one that I'd be drawn to.
I
I like this
agree.
simplicity of the design. It's just a meeple with a little something around it. It's not as slap you in the face. As some of the
I agree.
some of the other
It's
ones
more
we've seen.
subtle, and I will
Yeah.
say I don't like polos either. If this was like in a button-down style that had that on there, I would wear. I never wear polos. I don't know why polos just. I don't know why.
I just don't like it. Yeah, I don't.
itch. I don't know. But it's just, they have this in a button now, because I like, it's very subtle, you know?
Yeah.
Not the
Yeah.
big in your face thing.
And I did like that they have these short socks. I was like,
Really?
yes.
You're the one that likes short socks.
I do
You
like short socks.
What's the
I do like
point?
short
Because no one
socks.
will see them, though.
Well, I mean, oh, no, hold on. I got to rephrase.
Yeah. I'm really
Yeah.
curious what the first phrase was.
Okay.
But,
You,
so, I don't know. I mean, I'm not, the short socks are just, those are of the devil.
I don't need anyone else to see them, so I like them.
It's not about seeing them. It's about the fact that they're going to roll. I don't know. They're
They're not going to roll. What are you talking about? The tall ones are the ones that roll down.
The tall ones, I mean, you need to pull them to your knees.
No, because then like they just itch all day and they just touch you and they hug you and not. No, I like short socks. I like the no-shows, or ankle socks. So yeah, I thought that was fun, but I really liked this design.
That's a cool one.
That dice.
Yeah, I
the
like
dice,
that one.
I
The
liked it a
Halloween
lot.
ones over there. Yeah.
Yeah. So all right, get your socks.
Surprised neither one of you
Polos.
likes polos, though.
I do not
Do
like
you
polos.
like polos? I've never seen you
Really?
in a polo.
No,
Yeah, you
you're
don't.
right. I used to wear them when I taught.
Really?
I don't know. I just always feel they're just too.
Wool?
No, it's not even the material. They're just too in between. Like, are you dressing up or dressing down? Which one? You're not a t-shirt. You're not a button-up. Like, you're just somewhere in between. It's like business casual, but then just let me wear a t-shirt.
I like collars.
You know? Okay, and I don't because like the hair, touches me.
I like. It's kind of like being able to wear a shirt
Yeah.
with a collar. So I feel like I'm wearing just this, but it has a collar, and I like the back of my neck covered. I like a collar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But not
I don't.
full dress shirt.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
They're a good middle ground.
Yeah. No, I don't like them. Yeah, it always just feels like pick a
do look
lane.
good,
Pick a
though.
lane. Which one you want?
Middle
dress
lane.
up, dress down. All right. D-Day Dice Pacific.
Yes.
So this is game.
I thought Tom was going to be on
70.
here today. So
This is definitely not one that I.
have you played D-Day
No,
Dice,
I
Joey?
No, I want to. I watched the playthrough of this. I really like the idea that you get a fistful of dice,
Yeah.
and you go through, and I guess at the end, it's a boss, but you get to the end of the board. I don't know. It looks good to me.
I feel like this has been around forever. I know this is a new box, the D-Day Dice.
First company stole everyone's money and went to
That's what I thought, too. Okay.
Really?
Yeah, so this is a new company that has taken over this.
Oh, okay.
The original D-Day Dice in your pocket or whatever, right?
Point games.
Yeah,
Victory Point,
Victory
uh-huh.
Point.
And the final boss is the company that stole
No,
the
not
money.
Victory Point.
Right.
Oh no, up front it's that company.
Upfront, the Upfront company, not Victory Point. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I like Victory Point. Anyway, yeah, D-Day Dice Pacific looks like a bigger box. Also, it looks good. I mean,
Yeah, I agree.
it's just. This looks like a nice production. It looks neat. I love the custom dice, all of that. I've never had any interest in these D-Day dice
Right.
games. There's, like I said, been a few before. This
Quite
is,
a few.
however, a good time at which to jump into this if it is calling to you. You can get that. You can get add-ons. There's a whole lot of stuff here.
Wow.
If this was print and play, you'd be all over it.
I would be,
Oh,
but that's
100%. Is it-
pretty expensive.
Well, just 45 is just the game, right? This is
45
all,
L's. That's like $300.
or 55 because it says right here. Did the math for you.
Oh, man. I hate when they do that.
Valley
Valley.
Games, yes.
Yeah. So, all right. Well,
It does
There you
look
go.
good. I mean,
Now's your
I would.
chance.
It's quick. It's 45 minutes or so, right?
I just passed that a
what it
minute
should
ago. Thought it said 45. It's 45 or 90. It was 45.
Yeah, that's not
Yeah.
bad.
All right. Next up. So this is a modular toolbox and workspace system.
Okay.
This is
So
great. Joey, explain yourself.
First off, the fact they're showing the bamboo printer on there.
I did see that. I was like, oh,
I
he's
saw
going to
it
bring
too.
up the printer
I
at
was
me.
like,
He did.
ah,
He didn't take long.
that's what
There it
they
is.
but
There it
this
is.
I've seen some of these printable toolboxes, but what's always worried me is
They're
how
3D
sturdy.
printed.
Uh-huh.
But this uses like aluminum rails,
Yes.
so the support is there.
So you buy your own rail. See, and I was thinking
Right.
the opposite. I was like, but this is the thing. Well, so what you're printing is the actual
Like the attachments, and then
right.
also the shelves, the dividing of the shelves and all. If they had like a paint station made out of this, I'm like, okay, that would be cool.
Right.
But-
But to put your $800 bamboo printer
know,
on it.
I'm right
I'm
there,
like, and right here,
too.
it's the support system that holds it together. It's not the rail. It's the thing that's
know.
holding the
I
rail
know,
that's
that's
keeping
the
the whole
thing.
thing up. I'm like, oh.
Also, some of these tools are heavy. Like they show in there, it's like they make the insert for your hammer. You know, do you see that? It's like, I'm sorry, my hammer needs to have its own place. And I'm like, all right, I don't think anybody's that specific with their toolbox.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's just, and two,
Well,
I mean,
I have like 4 tools.
if
so
you
it's
are
probably not
if you are 3D printing on it, and it can start jostling a little bit. This is not something I want 3D printed, I think.
No, especially when you put that. I would not
You know.
put a 3D printer on there.
Right, sure. Like you said, for a paint station, for some drawers,
Yeah.
some lightweight stuff like that. But this, I mean, it's doing really well though. I mean, 180,000. That's just for the
crazy.
STL.
I don't
You know,
get
they're not even
this.
manufacturing anything.
I guess I'm just old. I don't know what it is. I look at this and I go, back in my day, you would just buy a toolbox. Now you want me to 3D print one? Look, I'll 3D print like a game insert. I'll 3D print a batarang.
Well, I mean,
Not a toolbox. Takes. Next, I'll 3D print the hammer that goes in it. Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. It needs to be a
Right.
toolbox.
I mean, I think
it's a sturdy thing.
the difference is like toolboxes can be hundreds of dollars. This is what, $49 for
Is
the
that what it
STLs.
is?
Yeah, for the for the all.
I get it. It's just
STLs.
I don't
So
see
it's
this
like-
being as sturdy as it needs to be. Obviously, I
Right.
don't know your needs, but I just
Right.
can't. I can't see it being useful. I don't.
That's where I am. Like, I'm not like I see the price and the reason why. Just for me, I'm with you. I want more something more sturdy, especially if it's housing my multiple $100 3D printer.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, oh.
Buy like a cheap shelf from Walmart for $49.
But shoot, for this, I mean, yeah, I'd print this out here and put it in my garage. You know,
But
for
did you see
bottles
them-
and soaps,
Well,
like
yeah, that
type
like the
of
car
stuff.
wash
Right.
car wash station. Kind of little thing.
Did you see the animation that they put together? The shelf, it's down there, and it's like they push it together, and then there's no real glue. Keep going. I think
No,
it's,
they put pass-throughs on it, little screws or something.
do they?
Yeah, I mean,
well, it
that's what
shows.
this
Yeah,
is
keep
for, I
going.
assume.
Well,
I don't know
go back
where-
up. Go down.
you're
down.
giving me
Right
right there.
okay.
Watch it. Boom.
Look, they stick all the stuff together,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and then you see them drop all the connections in it in a moment, and then they all go through. Bloop, bloop, bloop.
Okay, I just saw them throw that stuff in.
So
there.
they're all
You thought
connected.
that's not an example. That screws like, yeah.
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah, there is
okay.
no way that with how many pieces that is made of,
Yeah.
there is not some serious give in that drawer.
Yeah.
Right.
That thing is going to be a suspension bridge.
But luckily, you're only putting like metal hammers and a bunch of stuff on there.
Yeah, because there's no bottom support for it either, right? I mean, that's a lot
I
of
don't know.
pressure on those middle screws too. So, anyway, like I said, maybe something light out in the garage, something like that. But I can't think of many things. This is so funny to me. Okay,
Yeah, that
all right. I
Really,
can
that's the one interesting thing I saw. The
That's
entire
so
thing. I'm like,
ridiculous.
ooh,
Are
I
you
can
kidding
put.
me? Would you 3D print if this was like for the kitchen and it had a little slot for each individual fork?
No, it's annoying.
Yeah, I would do that.
Tom would buy a 3D printer just for that.
For tools, though, yeah, but I can just do that like on a pegboard. You hang the tool and then outline the tool
Yeah.
with a
Yeah.
Sharpie, and then boom, I'm happy with that.
I saw the pegboard, and that's where I was like, "Oh, a pegboard, that would be great."
Yeah.
that makes me feel like a man.
Just looking at it.
Look at that pegboard. I want to hang my
I'm gonna
pliers.
take you to IKEA one day, really blow your mind. Okay. All right, here we go.
That's a bamboo right there.
Aventuria, the adventure board game. Chalices of Power and Curse of the Desert.
All right,
this
so
one-
this I've played before.
Okay.
You have.
Yeah, I've reviewed some Aventuria card game stuff before.
There is a ton of it, right?
So this is a ton of it, yes. This is I believe, a German RPG setting that they made a card game out of. And it is sort of D&D, This is not too wild. So this is, right here is a perfect example of it. They kind of went from a 1.0 to a 2.0 a little bit, okay?
Okay.
And some of the things they removed and added, I'm very happy with. So Aventuria before had kind of two big game modes. It was 1v1, we fight a la, CCG.
Yeah.
And you could take your character, I could take my character, and we go through a story where we read, we make dice checks on a D20 system. Eventually we get to the end and fight a big boss with his minions playing a deck of cards. The cards in our decks had information for when we play that cooperative RPG and information for when we fight each other.
Oh, you hate that so
And I
much.
hate
you
that.
hate that so much.
So they finally just took that whole 1 versus 1 and threw it away.
Okay.
And right there, I'm like, yes, done. You can stop right there. I'm sold.
This right here, by the way, I saw the helmet. I'm like, oh, this is generic fantasy. Then I saw the other two words. I'm like, okay, apparently unpronounceable, just gibberish on one of those.
Oh my
It's like-
gosh.
Look at that.
Oh wow.
Ignis Ship of Hero.
There you go. Yeah,
But-
you nailed that.
Okay, so this is all co-op.
Ignis Pharaoh.
Wow.
Come on, man.
Yeah, it lost me right here because I'm just like, ooh, that just looks like a TCG card.
Absolutely.
It's indistinguishable to me, and it's like, oh, that's just not my style of graphic design, my style
Sure.
of game. So everything, all like this campaign, I was excited about. I was like, oh, I'm jiving with that. Ooh, I like campaign. Ooh, I like
Yes.
cooperative. I like this. Then I made to that card, and it was like 180 emotionally.
But is
And I'll
this,
give you that. The game looks old. It always has looked kind of old. But the gameplay, the simplicity,
nice.
the return on, hey, I feel like playing an RPG, but I don't want to set one up. Let's go through the story,
that's
read a little bit, make 5 to 10 dice checks, and then get into a boss battle with just cards is fantastic.
Yeah.
If
So
that's
is-
the experience you want, this will give you that experience.
is this more boss battle centric or like exploration? It's more battle.
It is on rails.
Okay.
Oh.
You read the story.
Okay.
Got it.
You
okay.
sneak into the castle. There is a guard in front of you. Roll a d20. Oh no, he noticed you. So lose one, whatever. Okay.
Kinda like
then you
that.
go through a door, and eventually you make a few checks. You gain some boons or burdens for the boss. And then when you get to the end, you're done reading. Then you set up some cards and you play. You shuffle your deck, draw, play. It has a really clean system for the bad guys activating, where you roll a d20 for what they do, and they all have a little chart. 1 through 10, this guy hits you for 2. 11 through 14, he hits you for 3. 15 through 19, he hits you for 4. 20, he hits you, then he reactivates something, right?
Right. Okay.
And so it's just clean. I really like it. Anyway, I reviewed some of it forever ago. You can go check that out if you want.
Making a lot.
That's interesting.
I'm very excited about it because I like that it's more focused. It seems like they cleaned
Right.
it up.
Well, it's something that you liked, but it sounds like you had big issues with it.
Yeah.
You're like, I really like this, and I have big issues, and if those issues have been removed, then it's
Well,
right up your alley.
I watched some of the playthrough, and it was neat how they went through the battle. Then at the end, you read the resolution, opinion on how you won and all. I like that. You can see the rails, but yeah.
Speaking of an RPG, next we have Geisha, the Silent Assassin. This is an RPG book, and I definitely had to go down a rabbit hole with this because this is the first. I'm sorry, not the first. It's in a series. It's like the third or fourth, and I had to go look up the old ones to find out what this was. So that's my first big gripe with this project is I couldn't figure out. It definitely expected you to come in with knowledge of this system, but it's pretty much just like a book that you're going through. You character build at the end. And you roll dice and see how you survive as you go through an on-rail story, from what I could
Yeah,
tell.
it's a
right?
solo thing, it seems to be.
I will
right?
say he links to his other ones on Amazon, and there's one that's you can get on Kindle Unlimited for free and download.
And you have it already.
I did. I'm like, you know
Of
what?
course.
I already have Kindle.
Of course.
It's like it's a samurai. It's the same. It's choose your own adventure with dice.
And
Yeah.
you roll like d20s, d6s,
Yeah.
something?
Yeah,
Okay.
something like that.
Just do skill checks and then just jump to that page or whatever.
It looks
Okay.
okay. I mean, I'm glad that there are so many of these solo RPGs that
right.
if you do like role-playing games and you don't have access to a group to play with, can't get together frequently enough to satisfy you, you can do this stuff. I like that.
Yeah.
It just doesn't really hold any appeal for me.
I will say
I'm not loving it, yeah.
I've played with some of these book RPGs because I used to love the choose your own adventure. Problem is when they become a book here, notepad here, and it becomes like a whole table space.
Right.
It removes what you would lay in bed and make decisions, you know.
Right. Or like you were saying earlier with Sprawlopolis or Casinopolis, play on a plane. You know, sure, you take just a
yes.
die and you have this book with you, so it's a choose your own adventure. You have that
Right.
RPG feeling in a very small, confined space.
Yeah.
You know, it's more of what you want the scope of it to be. So,
Yeah.
interesting. All right. Next is bouncing back to Z with some cards. Albatross number 5.
Albatross number
Albatross
5.
These
Is there
are
a
some of my
dance for that?
favorite
There
ones.
It is. There it is.
I love cards that look old. The first ones here have like the stains built into them.
They are weathered.
really
Make sure you take down the
like
volume
that.
just in case it's going through.
I have it off. Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite styles.
Yeah,
of
they're
cards.
stained on purpose. Yeah, they look weathered.
I don't love the backs of the cards. They look super kind of just generic to me.
Yeah, they look
but
I like those a lot.
love this.
I love those court cards.
I love that.
That's just that classic
so
feel,
good.
and they kind of bust out a couple of times on the side.
Yeah.
Yeah,
My issue is they
really
look a
good.
little too traditional, actually.
Really?
There's a middle deck in which they face swapped all the characters. This one for skulls,
Yeah. I do like those.
and
too.
I love that one. You know, I like the back on this one much more, the stark black.
But they don't have the
Yeah.
stained look. I wish these had
They
the
don't.
stained
No,
look.
I think these might be stained also, and then they have
The
this.
skulls,
Oh, look at
yeah,
that.
That's
That's
cool.
nice.
You
This
know, that
feels
is
like a pirate deck.
fantastic. That makes more sense. The first ones I thought didn't push the
Right.
Albatross nautical thing enough.
Oh, I think I
But
took it.
go ahead.
Oh, see, I took it more as like the first
Look
ones,
at
like ooh, the
that.
ones you had on the ship,
at
you know, kind of
those.
That
thing.
makes
so it's like
sense.
weathered by the crew.
Yeah, that makes sense. My issue with the and then they have another deck, which was sort of the cut rate one. It looks like the first one. None of the weathering.
Right.
Yeah.
None of the, it's like a step down, worse paper quality.
Yeah.
My problem is the middle deck, the one I really like. Great back, cool
The skull one,
artwork.
right?
It's a gilded deck.
Yeah.
I hate gilded decks.
Oh, come on.
It's, gonna have that shiny crap on all the sides. That stuff,
Yeah.
you shuffle it twice, it starts to come off on your
Ugh,
hands.
it looks so
gets
bad, yeah.
everywhere. Now I'm like covered in glitter. After a night of poker, I look like I've been doing something else. I hate that stuff. I hate that stuff. But I like the look of these.
I think I wish like the way the box is kind of weathered there. I think it's that the backs look too clean to me compared to the front when it was
Good point.
showing the
They're not
cards.
weathered at all?
I think that's why I didn't like the back. It was like,
Yeah.
and it might just be a picture thing.
No. That back is gonna be pristine. They have to match, and they can't replicate that well enough to do it every time.
But even just do it this, I guess, off-white color.
I agree. I agree. I
like,
agree with you. They should have gone off white, but
Yeah.
no, the backs and the fronts definitely look like they will not match.
Right, and I don't like that. That's like,
Sure.
and that's why it's like, ooh, I don't like the back because of that. But I also feel like, and you're the card collector, so please correct me
You're
when
wrong.
I'm wrong. Right? Yes, as I will be. But I wouldn't care if I'm getting this deck because I like the way it looks. I'm probably getting it to look at it and enjoy it, not to play with it.
Right.
So why would I care if you can spot the differences in the back? If I can tell that's the what I can't
Because
think
they
of any
always
card.
want
Jack of Hearts, not Jack of Hearts. Is that a thing? I don't even know my cards.
That's the
Yeah,
thing.
Jack-
Nine of
Hearts is a
Diamonds.
thing.
That's not a thing. There's no nines.
But it's like, so I don't understand why is it such a big deal?
No, I agree with you. No, they
okay.
I don't agree with you. I think
Oh.
the cards should be uniform. I agree with you that they did not customize the look on the back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
They could have gone
Weathered.
with a color. They could have gone stained, coffee stained, tobacco stained,
Yeah.
something. There are decks like that where the back is not colored the sort of natural linen paper white.
Right.
These look like that.
Yeah.
It looks like it's the back design on pristine white. And then the fronts will be all that neat weathering. Look at that parchment
Mm-hmm. That's so
paper kind
cool
of thing.
looking. Yeah.
And it's
That's
the vintage-
unfortunate.
Yeah.
The vintage look on even the icons on the heart and all. That's like very.
You like that? The
Cool.
big stains on stuff and all that?
I do.
You
I
do?
I mean,
I have a
like,
deck like this, a bicycle deck, and I don't really love it.
I've got one that I
Mm.
use all the time for any effect that uses that. You found this in an old house or whatever. I just
Oh,
it gives
yeah.
you a good story to it. It feels like it has. I don't know. It has a spirit behind it. It's really good.
Yeah,
It feels
cool.
good.
Yeah. It looks weathered. It looks worn in. It looks like that trusty old deck.
Yeah, that would be a good
So,
little color change from the normal face to that. Yeah.
Yeah,
good.
that's nice. All right, another deck here. We have 1001 Nights playing cards.
This one,
So,
man, the boxes on this.
These are
like,
intricate.
Amazing. Yeah.
They're super
look at
intricate.
this.
The only one I liked of this one was that right there, the small little minis. I thought
a mini
those
deck.
Like the
were-
long cards?
I don't think I'd ever play with them. No, they look obnoxious to hold, but I think they look really pretty in that. Again, I'm probably not going to play with these cards. These aren't cards
Right.
I play with. I would look at them,
Yeah,
you know,
that's
and
true.
with that, I think they look really sleek and tall with this
Yeah.
gold
They're just
design.
skinny
You know,
and tall, yeah.
yeah.
They're the same height as a normal deck, but like
That half.
1/3, I think.
a third,
the
okay,
width.
yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah, these the first ones we looked at had a higher potential for me.
Right.
I like that theme much more, but I
Ooh,
like
see that?
these better.
I'm surprised because it's a dark card or like a black. You don't usually like black
These
cards.
aren't.
Did he
Oh.
just do that move?
What are you talking
go
about?
back
Yeah, he
up.
threw the card like you were
He
doing.
did.
Yeah,
Look at
but he
that.
did it
Chris-
well. Check
did
it
he
out.
not
Check
do
it
it?
out.
Did
Check
he
it out.
steal it
You
from
didn't-
you?
Oh
Do
wait,
you
we
know him?
passed it already.
You didn't slow him down. Keep going.
Let's
keep going.
see.
Here we
Let's
go.
see. You'll
Okay, here we
see.
go.
Check it out.
Here we
Joey
go.
tried doing this, and he almost
Tried doing
cut
it.
off his own neck.
Not this one. Oh, so pretty though too.
Those are very nice. That
You can't
that's
do
pretty-
that.
he did it. He did it. It was really bad. No, these look great. I
This is
like
the one you
this
like?
deck right here. I think the cards have a nice back. I like these,
Oof, I
even
hate
though they're
that.
one way in Windows. I don't know why the big switch there.
That font though, lowercase j, just throws me off.
Yeah.
These are nice, and I do also like the mini deck.
Okay. I like the backs of these cards. I do not like those face cards at all. I like that right there. That kind of looks like a Zool.
Yeah.
Reminds me, but that. Oh yeah, I don't like that. Yeah, but these mini ones are just, I think, so.
Okay, you're
neat.
fast
Look
forwarding.
at that.
Oh, look at
They're
that.
so pretty.
Yeah, it's
Anyway,
very
cool.
fancy.
All right, back over to Gamefound. We have Earth Under Siege Flashpoint reprint. So it's gonna be a reprint, and then also coming with a Nemesis expansion
There's
here.
so much going on in this title. When I
Oh, it
saw
is,
it, when
yeah.
I saw it just on the list, I'm like, "What is this? Flashpoint Fire Rescue? Wait,
Right.
Nemesis?
Oh, yeah. Wait, I went through
Yeah.
3 other games.
Yo, you need to stop eliciting other more popular
Yeah.
games than you."
Well, then I was watching the gameplay, and I went through quite the journey. Because at first I was like, oh, it's just copying that. And then I got to the gameplay, I was like, oh, it's just Zombicide. But actually, no, I think there's something to this because this is, yes, it has like the noise from Zombicide, but the point in this one is you're trying to
There's
be
a stealth.
stealthy to go through that, right? It's really that, not that part of the game
It
in a
seems
bigger form.
seems more special ops, like you're trying to
Yes.
almost Assassin's Creed
You're
style
right,
thing,
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Right. And so, so actually, the more I looked at it, the more the game like saved itself to me almost,
Okay.
to where I was, because at some point you are going to make enough noise or draw enough attention that the alarms start going off. And that's when, so they're all kind of quiet and doing their own thing while you're sneaking around trying to do your objectives and stuff. And then once you have enough noise or whatever they're calling it in here, it triggers the alarm and they all start swarming and you have to like fight your way out. I was like, I really like that.
Yeah.
This one called to me the more I looked at it.
This one's giving me again, well, for one thing, it looks a little generic. It looks like, Kickstarter or Gamefound Generia a little bit, I'm getting from the theme. It also sounds a little bit like Reichbusters, which did the similar thing.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. This one's giving me that warning bells going off feeling
Kitchen
of
sink?
looking at that. But, when you look at a crowd-funded project like this, and it just makes you feel like this looks and feels like everything else
Right.
Okay.
a bit. This is not standing out to me. I'm getting that feeling from this. Like, haven't I played this already? That feeling.
Okay.
My big fear is the rough edges are still there on this. It's like they tried to shove too much into this, and
I wonder. I don't know. I mean, I know it did. I wonder how much the original project did. Oh, we can't see it's on Gamefound. I don't think you can see I don't know how to look at the prior projects. But, yeah, I don't know. I think I started where you were and ended up pretty interested.
No, that's cool.
So, but I think this is the theme that I do like. Like if you're going to do space or you're going to do mechs, like this is how I want space done. Like a Black Ops.
Yeah.
Well,
this is also a reprint. Have we heard anything about the
That's the
original
thing,
game?
No.
I did look it up. It's highly rated on BGG, but I mean, I don't know. I didn't go too far down that rabbit hole, but it is. I think it had like an 8.0 on BGG or something, but I don't know how many people reviewed it. I have no idea. You know.
Give it a
So.
10, just backed on Kickstarter. Yeah.
All right. Next up, Granfondo, the thrilling racing game. So
like
this is
this
a
one.
cycling game.
You're a big fan of this one, I can tell.
So am I?
Wow.
I'm not a fan. I think this one is intriguing to me, and it's one that I would definitely be willing to try for a round or two. Like I would sit down to demo this game. I think it's interesting that it reminded me a lot of like a heat map for obvious reasons. I do wonder if it's going to be a whole lot of fiddly rules. Like, how much do you need to understand cycling to understand this? This seems like it is a passion project through and through, and if you're deep into cycling, you're going to understand and catch on a lot quicker. But you're handling
from a cyclist also. The guy is clearly a cyclist.
Yes, he starts the video. I'm a cyclist, and I also play board games. And so he talks about how you have the 3 different cyclists as part of your team. They all have their special abilities, and so you're playing off their specialists. One's good on terrain, one's good on
mountain climber.
Right.
There's a mountain guy,
and a sprinter,
or something like, and the other one's a doper.
Yeah, it does bring up doping.
They all dope.
Yeah.
Don't get caught doping. It straight up says that.
Oh, it does. It's like they can give you great advantages, but don't get caught.
Wow.
Anyway, so it definitely just seems. I hope this is not too passion project-y, and I don't mean passion project-y in the scope of the design and the simplicity. I mean actually the opposite. You really need to be in the hobby to understand this. So
in the cycling hobby.
In the cycling hobby, yeah.
The good thing is you can also use these same minis in Thunder Road.
I do like the look of it.
The minis are great on this, though. That's one thing with those cyclists. Those just look good.
You like those? I really don't like those.
You don't like the little wooden pieces?
I really don't like them.
I like that.
I don't know why. It's just, I guess it's unique. It's different.
Right. But in a game like this, I like wood over plastic. And I think that's why I'm drawn to these. It's like, they look
really cheap to me, but that's, they look like a
they're
prototype.
Just laser cut, they probably are really cheap. Yeah, prototype laser cut.
I know, no, that's fine. And if this is what he's showing, that's cool. When I get the final thing, I don't want it to look like this. It's just going to feel cheap.
I would 100% take this right here over a piece of cardboard, like a little cardboard standee with a little plastic bottom.
Okay.
Yeah,
I agree.
100%.
But acrylics, we all agree those are the way.
Well, naturally, yes.
Oh, that'd be good, yeah.
All right. Next up is Massive Darkness.
What?
Dungeons of Shadowreach.
There we go.
Huh?
I would have put a pick in the weekend.
We'll stick your badge up there. Everyone knows.
Yeah, so I thought this was an interesting choice to call it Massive Darkness, not Massive Darkness 2.
Okay, Tom's pick of the week.
Pick of the week.
There we go.
Okay.
There we go.
Okay. He did not do a pick of the week. Massive Darkness. I thought it was interesting not to call it Massive Darkness 2.
I think they're
Is that addressed?
done with that.
They're now getting rid of that. It's just called Massive Darkness.
It's just which makes sense because everything they had that crossover pack which brought everything forward. So why not?
So they're getting rid of the second one, just focus on the first one.
I think you're instructed to burn your copy. Yeah.
Okay, got
yes,
it.
Joey. Yeah, that's what we meant.
Okay, good.
No, it's just Massive Darkness from here on out. Probably for the sake of simplicity. More stuff, obviously.
Yes.
Interestingly, a bunch of stuff that is compatible with D&D 5th edition.
I saw that.
They're really there's a lot of stuff for that. So that's kind of its own thing, which is cool, but
they know the amount of people that buy them for the minis. Like Massive Darkness 1, you keep for the minis and throw them in your RPG.
Right, for sure.
Yeah.
Well,
but there's a bunch of new content here. A bunch of new classes of characters.
Right.
6 new ones.
Yep.
Which they have not said if you can get past content in here yet.
They do. In here, there's some stuff you can get from previous things. Like right here, you can get the... there's one new pack.
Sorry, got distracted by dice.
Where is the new pack? There's the stretch goals. The Darkbringer pack was the stretch goals box.
Okay.
And then the MD2 class pack was the classes that did not come in the core box. 5 classes.
You can buy the core box at retail.
And you can buy the core box at retail, so that's why they're not selling it here.
Okay.
I really thought Tom was going to be on here, and he is.
Yeah, I feel like he's here with us in spirit. Yeah, this gets me excited because, again, I only have the core box on this because I missed the first... I did buy the core box, but this would be a great way to get
more stuff.
Everything else got to kind of catch up.
From what you and Tom have told me, that the other classes really, really do add some
There's a lot of
variety.
fun stuff, and you'll kind of find your favorite. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just played the Necromancer last weekend or something like that.
Really?
That's the first time doing the Necromancer, and that one was really cool because as you kill off the roaming monsters, if you go into that skill, you actually bring them back as almost a companion, and so you have this little horde around with you who's taking your damage. Yeah, the Necromancer's awesome. I really, really like that.
That's in the stretch, probably, right?
I don't know where it was. No, it was a standalone.
Yeah,
it's in this box. Okay, yeah, I know it also came with the one that just has the Shockers.
Necromancer, Monk.
The monk. That's it. The monk.
Druid, and a couple
I
more.
haven't played the druid. Yeah. No, I think this is cool. I think this is fun. If nothing else, just variety to it.
Yeah.
Because it is nice, that tension of you don't know what roaming monster's coming up.
Sure.
You know, it's
Those
just more
dice did
variety.
look sweet, though.
Oh, those dice are sweet. I would be tempted by the dice. I want the fire giant too. I want
He's
the stuck
new,
it.
right?
Do I have
Yeah.
that? I don't think I have that. I want that too. And I want like 6 pairs of these dice.
What is the difference between those dice and the ones right above it? Am I
Says
confused?
Shadowreach, so I think these are Shadowreach.
Oh,
and this is
Underspire.
Oh, the Underspire is the campaign. So are they different? I'm wondering if you're...
Yeah, well,
Are
those
they
are green
different?
defense
Yeah.
dice, which the core box does not use green defense dice.
Well, blue is back here, though.
Yeah, I know.
So
but
why?
Okay, so it must be
Playing a level 10.
level up to
Oh, the
after
leveling
level
up. Yeah,
5
yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, then the bottom ones are the normal ones,
Okay.
and they look sweet.
Yeah, they really do. I like that. And the 3D terrain essentials, because they are, in fact, essential. I'm not being facetious. All right.
Yeah, the pillar for one thing.
Oh, yes.
The pillar is like the one thing you'll always forget is on the board.
Right.
You're like, I got him. Oh wait, there's
oh, wait,
a pillar.
the pillar
I needed
in my
to.
way. Right. Yeah. I
That
think
looks good.
3D kind of helps have that. So, okay. All right. Next up is another 3D printed project here for Z.
Actually, you did close a project earlier.
I did. Okay, which one?
The project is the treasure ship of Zheng. He just put in treasure ship.
We covered it
Oh,
last
yeah.
week. And by we, I mean they did.
Yeah, we covered that last time.
That's what Z said, so I took
We
it
can
out.
take a look at it again if you want.
No worries.
Okay.
That was the project.
Okay. All right. That must. Okay. So, all right. Well then, good call. All right. Next up is forest chess. Chess set. I
Well
nailed
done.
it.
Well
Thanks,
done.
right? I did good. Yeah. Whew. All right.
See,
take it
this
away,
is what
fellas.
This is more the kind of stuff I could see a 3D printer making.
Mm-hmm.
I think it looks terrible. I hate everything about it. But you can print a chess set.
This is what.
Yeah, I don't know about printing my own calyx. I don't get it. But yeah, if you want to have sort of a druidy, foresty chess set that you won't ever remember what's what,
If you want to get
Yeah,
confused
right.
on where's the bishop,
Which
Yeah.
one is it? Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. To be
then
fair,
you can make this.
Still don't understand it.
And those are painted, right? They're 3D printed and then
they
painted.
might be printed in different color filaments, but I'm not sure. You can tell. There's some close-ups. You can tell they're 3D.
Yeah, that
printed.
looks
Well, no,
like it's
these are-
painted.
It's
I mean,
probably paint.
Or is that a rendering? Is that even?
That's a rendering. There's
Yeah,
no way
so
that's
there's
printed
no way
like that.
that's. Yeah.
What?
No, these are all just rendered.
Yeah,
So
Oof.
anyway,
from Wonderland.
I don't love them. I think I'm a purist when it comes to chess sets. I'm almost a purist. I don't want them to be so fantastical that I can't tell which one's the rook anymore or whatever. You know what I mean? You can have a little fun with that. You can be a little, push it a bit, but I'll look at this and just what's the one that looks like a weird bullet? What is that? You know what I
Right.
mean?
I feel like they would need to maintain the top or the size and shape, of regular
Something.
chess to have that association with
Yeah,
it.
I agree.
Yeah. All right, that is all of the projects for the week, all of the gaming projects for the week. So there are your choices, fellas. But we have 2 more projects to look at here.
Okay.
First up is a fireproof house wrap tent. So this is to fireproof your residential house.
Okay, which is very timely
Yeah.
right now because of all the fires happening in
Yep.
California. This would have to be.
We have a question.
We did not cover that project last week.
We
were
didn't?
screaming about it.
Okay, we have one more game project because Dad and
All
Dad
right.
are fighting over here.
Okay.
So we're just going to look at it.
I feel like we're stuck in the middle.
So,
Alicia is correcting you, not
I thought we looked
okay,
at this.
Dad
okay.
and Dad are fighting.
All right, well, let's look
I
at
feel
it.
like we're stuck in the middle.
I know, right? Who you can live with?
Why? I remember you specifically.
Can't we all just get
Oh, did we cover this in the news?
Oh, okay.
Okay, well, I am bowing out of the news from here
All
on out.
right. Well, I listened to Z that this was covered, so didn't look at the project. So, Z, tell us about it.
Okay, so it's a game from Hisashi Hayashi of Yokohama fame
Yes.
and many other games. One of the best designers
Bombusters?
from that part of the world, in my opinion. He's a fantastic Japanese designer. He's got Bomb Busters that just came out as well, yeah. And this one seems to be a very Euro gamey game. It looks robust.
I like that guy.
Which is interesting because I'm still in the mindset, and this is mostly true, that a lot of the games that come out of Japan tend to be smaller designs.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Clever trick-taking game, strange little card-driven area control game, what have you.
Yeah.
And so the few that do seem to come out, and again, from my limited scope here, that are these bigger, grand, Euro games.
Right.
There's some that are very, very popular, including Yokohama, the other one that he's done. I think this looks neat. There seems to be a lot to it. I like the theme a lot. I like this setting a lot. Yeah, this one's cool. You guys just played a game that thematically I associate with this a little bit last night.
The Ostia.
Really?
Yeah.
It looks to me a little bit it's like nautical and big and from a similar part of the world, design-wise, actually.
Yeah. Like I said, I looked through it very, very little. But it's one that definitely left me... I don't know if I felt like it had a lot going on. I wasn't grasping it, or if it was like language translation or what, but I struggled to really pick up on how this came together.
If there wasn't an English playthrough, I didn't see one on here.
This is one of those things where I slightly worry about the production, but not the design.
Really?
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, which is
the design
rare.
is going to be robust.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a proven designer. He knows what he's doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The production, I don't know.
Okay.
It's not one of the companies that we've had a few games come out from where every time they put out a game, you're like, wonderful production. So you can reliably count on that. This says 2 created. I don't know what the other one was. I think it was the same thing, maybe.
Sure.
I don't actually know. Yeah.
Oh, it was canceled. Okay.
That's when we looked at
It
it.
was also 244%.
So I don't know, but it looks good to me.
Okay. All right. So back to the fireproof house wrap tent.
The idea is really cool where they go into details, but man, I would want, if you're going to get one of these, I want it to be like tried and true and all that,
And I mean, you're paying $10,000 for it, which I think if it saves your house, it's
worth
very
it.
well worth it. But I need to know it's going to save the house.
You can't. Yeah, the problem with this idea is this is not the way you do this.
right.
If you want to start a company
Yeah.
that sells a house wrap, I don't know how to describe that, a tent
Yeah.
that is fireproof and meant to save your abode from the elements like this, they need to run a company that does this, that goes out to the house, takes a look at it, custom makes one that fits your house.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, this is not a fire and forget, no pun intended, kind of project.
Right.
What do you mean? Like, if I buy it, do you come out and look at my house and custom make it? That one's custom made.
And how do
Right.
you attach it to the
Well,
Yeah,
looks
and
like
you also
there's-
need to come out when I call you. Like, this is a company where
Yeah.
you're the one who comes and installs it. How do I throw this over my house?
I want to know, like, okay, if I dropped $10,000 on this, is there proof it works? Is there? I mean, you need to show me. Like, you need to sell me on this.
Right.
If I'm putting that much money, and it's like, okay, are you insuring? What if it doesn't? Then do I
Right.
get my money back? Like,
Yes.
because I'm going to need that to replace my house now.
Yes.
Yeah, I
There's
think
also-
this is a good. I hope my honest hope here is that people look at this project, don't back it because it's $10,000 that you might see or might not see, but that they then investigate this fireproof material,
Yeah.
and maybe that leads to something.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? I hope that
Yeah.
in the
It's a great
future,
idea.
that this is in the future something that could work
Right.
for this sort of protection.
Well, if nothing else, I mean, the amount that it needed to fund is $5,000, and the only reward is a $10,000.
Yeah, which
I'm
is
like-
very strange.
There's some flags here, It's not anti this project. It's like, ooh. Anyway. All right. Last up, Cussme. Cussme?
Yeah, Cussme, man.
Cussme, the app, which shows you cuss words in different languages.
I like that.
Do you?
Hawaiian pigeon. Go.
This is, yeah.
If people shout at you in various situations that this person presents,
I need to.
what are they saying?
I need to-
guy.
no.
I need to know.
I need to make sure they understand me back.
Yeah, there's
You know,
that
that's
too.
it. I need to make sure they know what I'm saying.
How do I cuss back?
Right.
There's
Let
kind
me
of
fire back.
situations where they tell a lot about him.
Right.
I intend to launch this as a free iOS and Android app. The app will let you choose a language and display all the cuss words, transliterate it, and translate it.
Imagine you go up to somebody and say, "Oh yeah."
That's what it says. Yeah. that's how you do
Yeah,
it.
because you don't want to say it.
don't wanna
Because you
say
say it
it.
wrong. You're like, wait, how do I? Do I have a speech button like so you can
You want
listen
them
to
to
it?
laugh at you for your pronunciation.
Right, you're going to wreck it.
Yeah.
I'm going to start an app like this that just, instead of the word being a cuss word, it shows you offensive images on the screen.
Translate this.
You can just show them the phone with the
that's-
offensive image.
Yeah.
Done, okay?
That's possible
'Cause
now.
offense
I
is,
can make that today.
universal.
Yeah,
Launch it
that's-
tomorrow.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's yeah.
What did they want? Like
ridiculous.
$8,000?
If it's a,
$7,000.
$6,994.
at least they figured it out to the dollar what
is
they
the,
need.
Yeah, what is the point of having an exact number
It's
like
a different
that?
currency. It's a translated amount.
Oh,
or
okay, I see. Got
whatever
it.
amount.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a Canadian?
It's Canadian dollars, yeah.
This is run by a Canadian?
It is. Are you back in?
Oh man.
No, what
That
is
makes me
this?
sad.
You're going to get kicked out.
All
This
right.
seems so goofy.
Yeah. Believe it or not, that's all the projects. So we will turn to Mike for a pick of the week.
Hey there, everybody. It's Mike Delisio, and this week my pick is going to be The Voyages of Zheng. This is from designer Hisashi Hayashi, who, in addition to doing a lot of small kind of card-type games, is probably best known for Trains and Yokohama, some big box Euro games. And this is looking more like it's in that kind of a line where, you know, you've got some solid Euro mechanisms going in there, but I think it has some really good looking components, and the art is something that is appealing to me. I took a quick little scan through the rule book, and it's got me pretty interested. So that's gonna be my pick of the week. Let's find out what everyone else has to say.
All right. Anybody else on that one? Okay.
Bueller.
Bueller.
I'm glad Mike picked
Yeah.
it. This is very much his speed, I'm sure.
Yes.
All right. What do you think, Z?
Well, Tom already picked.
Massive Darkness.
So I'm going with Aventuria.
Okay.
Oh,
All right.
yeah.
Let me.
I'm really excited
almost
for
my
that. It's a game I've played in the past. It's been a long time, but I've played it. And the things they're changing, I'm excited that they're changing.
Okay.
You know, it's a neat game, cleaned up, version 1.0 upgraded to a 2.0. Still going to look old. It always did. It looks like a game out of the 80s. You know what I mean?
Okay with
but
that.
it doesn't play like a game out of the 80s. And I feel like I'm getting a nostalgic experience.
Yep.
But the gameplay isn't like creaking
Right.
like an 80s game.
True. That's the best way to do nostalgia, right? Where it like, because you're always going to think of it more positively than it was
sure.
because you're nostalgic.
Yeah.
And so if the game is simplified, the game is better, which means it's meeting your nostalgia.
Right.
That's
It
fantastic.
looks like an old game, feels like a newer game than that. I'm like, oh, an old game. No, it's a new game.
Yeah.
You know?
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's cool. All right.
This was almost mine, but instead I know Thomas picked Massive Darkness 2, but don't care. I'm picking it too.
All
so,
right.
I'm
There
picking
you
Massive
go.
Darkness just because, again, I love Massive Darkness,
Yeah.
and it's just this. I can get the stuff that I missed.
Yeah.
I love how
And
they
that's
do
so
that.
huge. Yeah, that you're seeing it not just as a new project to like, ooh, finally I can get Massive Darkness, but also I can catch up.
Right.
You know, my
that's-
collection.
because
Yeah.
they double or
Tom's having
triple
too
the
much
amount of
fun over
content.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, this is great. And again, I'm sure there's variations in the system. RPG will be fun to thumb through, even if I never use those.
You will get the RPG too, you think?
I don't know.
You're
The
not
books
gonna-
are always fun to read. You know,
Yeah.
the books are fun to own.
I say, yeah, next summer at Dice Tower East, you can pick up Joey's copy of, the RPGs.
Yeah. So I don't know. The minis, of course, everything looks great in there.
Yeah.
So I missed out on one Massive Darkness. I'm not going to do it again.
This was almost my pick. It's not because I do have so much of the original stuff, so it's like, ooh, cool, I'm going to go through and pick some things. But I'm going to go with the one that surprised me and grew on me, and that is Earth Under Siege. Because, again, I was
Nemesis.
so thrown off by
Flashpoint.
it. Well, that's exactly like that. Like, I was thrown off, like, oh, it's just another. But as I looked into it, I really liked that it focused on this Spec Ops, really going through and being a stealth game first and then switching to that. You're not going through and killing as you go. You're just going through and kind of sneaking, and when that doesn't work, then you got to fight your way out. I really liked that take on it. I like that it has these single shot modes. So if I get in a campaign, don't have time to finish the campaign, I still have something I can do. It's like, oh, I miss playing that game, but my group can't get together. Cool, I can do a single shot.
Yep.
I love that it has both of those. So yeah, this one really spoke to me. Like I said, if you're going to do fighting in space, to me, this is what it needs to look like. So yeah, I'm excited. I want to get my hands on that. So
All right.
Earth Under Siege. So all right, that's going to do it for here this week on Crowdsurfing. Thanks for joining us. We have more live stuff coming up all week.
Yep.
Tomorrow we have another top 10 games that start with E, right? Is that where we're at?
Yep. That's
E?
where we're at.
Okay, I think there's something in the morning.
That's in the morning.
Oh, and then the RPG is
And
in
then
the
the
afternoon.
RPG, I believe, is in the afternoon.
Okay. Or is it? No, I think the RPG's in the morning.
RPG's in the morning at 10 a.m. And then in the afternoon, there's a top 10.
That's right. Games to start with E.
I really felt like Tom was going to be here today.
All right, so join us. They're both going to be a lot of fun. And then we'll see you until then. I'm Camilla.
I'm Z.
And I'm Joey.
Bye.
Bye. Hey folks, thanks for joining us for that video. If you haven't yet, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hey, make sure you check out what's happening, where I'll cover an app on an iOS or a Switch device, and you can check it out along with me. Thanks very much. You've been watching The Dice Tower.